Hello everyone, my name is Wisp and today I'm here to bring you another code jumper tutorial. In this tutorial we will unveil some of the secret techniques on code jumper that pros use in order to gain a lot more speed on bounces and to compete and do the hardest of ways and the hardest of bounces in the game. So without further ado, let's get right to it. As I said, this video is unveiling some of the secret techniques that the pros use. And these are 5 techniques that I'm aware of, there may be more, but the techniques we're gonna showcase on this video are called wave points, space gliding, 3 dodging, wind forcing, and the spanking curve strike. Let's start with the simplest and most important one in my opinion, that is wave points. So wave points determine when a player needs a strafe change, when a flick needs to be executed. It's basically when a smooth movement needs to be stopped and the flick needs to be replaced by it. And they exist everywhere. On every single bounce you do, you will need to hit these at least 2 or 3 times in order to do it properly. The position of the wave point itself is determined on 3 things. The first is the orientation and the positioning of the bounce relative to the landing platform. The second is the hit you get, like how close to the corner a hit will be. And the third one is the curve speed of the player, like how fast you're curving on the bounce before straight switching. And knowing where the wave point itself is, you basically get the information of when is the best time to straight switch, or do I need to break my 250 curve, do I need to flick on 1 to 5, do I need to do this, do I need to do that. That is what wave points is, and we're gonna see a few examples right now about where they are. We are an empty galaxy, and you can see me here trying one platform higher to the original platform no RPG. And the waypoints here basically guide me to where I need to go after bounce in order to hit the 2-3-2-1 switch properly. So what they do here is they basically guide you to where you need to stop curving to one direction and straight switch to another. And if you follow them properly, you will know, oh, I need to like stop curving this way because I'm gonna gain more speed that way if I keep curving that way, and I need the straight switch to keep my momentum to where I actually want to go. And hitting the waypoints on this kind of switches is very important. The player set especially is one of the best at this kind of tech, and he can clearly show you with clips of his where the waypoints actually are if you ever watch them. Another great example of me trying the MP Sierra last bounce on the funky way, and on this bounce the waypoints become very frequent the more you go into the 250 angle, because in this specific bounce you need to keep diagonal direction for the entire way. So as long as you hit the corner of the bounce properly and then you follow the waypoints all the way, you should be good. And here I actually missed one close to the end, which is the reason I actually edged the platform and didn't land. So mistake by me, but it happens. I can try again and I will probably land knowing where the waypoint actually is now. So now we can move on to the next technique, which is gonna be called space gliding. Space gliding is the proper tech to use when you're doing a 1 to 5 curve, and many people call it the para curve, and it's actually not, it's actually called the space gliding. And it's not really the same thing as a para curve. The para curve actually exists, and it's mostly when you do a 3 to 1 switch, but the space gliding is for every 1 to 5 switch in the entire game. To do a correct space glide, your 250 and 1 to 5 need to seamlessly connect with each other without the 250 or the 1 to 5 being too early or too late. So the 250 doesn't need to go on the 200 angle, and the 1 to 5 needs to start from the middle of the 200 angle after the transfer angle of the 250 itself has stopped. And the space glide will help you gain massive amounts of speed towards the direction you want to go, but you want to use it most of the time. There is like very little amount of cases where space gliding is not used, and that is because the technique itself will be blocked by a wall, or you know the mapper sucks and placed a wall that is really bad in a position that you don't want to put it there. But it doesn't matter. These things happen. So now I'm gonna showcase you what space gliding is. So I'm on HV2 and this is one bounce after the hit bounce. I don't even remember the numbers anymore. People go to H2 bounces and remember which number the bounce is. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Anyway, I ignore all that. We just need to showcase you space gliding here. Like this one, it went a bit crazy. Not gonna lie. Like I got so much speed and height after bounce. I felt like I was becoming like Wes from Bounce Montage 4, doing the Mystic 2 cut on the cube. You know, it was I got so much speed and height from this. Like it was actually crazy. I didn't expect to get this good of a space glide, but this was a great showcase of that. Here is another bounce on SV2. This one is on the normal wave this time, and I'm only showcasing here this bounce because a lot of people have actually troubles with this bounce because they don't understand how to get more height from your 1 to 5. So in order to do that, you need to like space glide more aggressively, you know. So you have to like really move in there on the 250 to 1 to 5 switch right on the bounce in order to gain this amount of height from your 1 to 5. Now we can move to the next technique, which is called 3 dodging. So what 3 dodging is the technique that you use where you normally don't want to overstrafe the 333 because that is like the dead 333 angle, you know, you don't gain any speed from it. But when you're 3 dodging, your 333 will actually not give you any speed, but in reality your trajectory is exactly where you want it to be. So 3 dodging in the end will benefit you greatly even though you're really not gaining any amount of speed. So I already have a great clip of what 3 dodging actually is. Unfortunately, on this clip I lagged, so you cannot really see what I'm actually doing, but I can explain to you that after bounce I completely overstrafed the 333, then I did the 250 when I was already in the transfer angle to transfer my speed forward. And 3 dodging kinda carried me with the extra height that it gave me since I was already moving to the correct direction. But you know, don't worry about the lag, just trust me. You can see that I clearly landed after the lag was over, so I completely hit the 3 dodging there. Here is another clip where 3 dodging actually mattered a lot, and it was almost so overpowered that it managed to almost keep me a bounce by sliding up the whole slope all the way up to the second area. So that last 333 where I 3 dodged it, I almost completely skipped one bounce, and you can clearly see how overpowered it can be on certain circumstances when used properly. So the next technique is called wind forcing, and this is a hard technique to explain because it's kinda random and you really don't know when it's the best time to abuse it and when it's the best time to like completely ignore it, when it fucks you up, when it's like working with you. It is really hard to explain it, but I'll try to do my best using a clip from actually Suckslows out of all the players who abused it way back in, I believe, 2016 when Crispy's challenges were still very popular. In this run, Suckslows, at the start of his run, the wind is pushing him towards where he wants to go, and he look at this fucking bozo. He's like G speed 230. What push himself to a higher G speed than the normal one? Which is hey, yo, where are these switches? Yo, he's hitting waypoints. This guy. He's crazy. We have demo to prove this, but it doesn't really matter. And you know, then the wind changes direction. Those 1 to 5 strafes are looking great. So the wind actually overstrafing towards the finish. Look at him. Look at him, he's like popping off. Oh my god, he's so fast. Dude, he's even like, oh, holy shit, almost sub 30 seconds on this map, that's crazy. I am very sorry for that editing mistake, but I still hope you can understand what the wind forcing actually is and how Suckslow abused it here to get a 30-second run. Truly a remarkable run by him. So the last thing we're gonna talk about today is called the spanking care strike, and I really need to explain this in depth because if I don't, then this whole video is pointless and will not make any sense to anyone. So the spanking curve strike is all about actually just the straight switches itself connecting a curve speed that is optimal between 250 and 333 and the first one at 333 is the high gain.
it serious.
So fucking gay! Liker!
Suspicion. Suspicion has been activated. This is a tragedy. This is a tragedy of the maximum scale.
I even spank it.
What is your peak? I don't peak. Peak matters, guys. That is not what matters. What matters is what rank you feel you are in your heart.
Why attack Nubane? Huh? What are you gonna do to me? Bingo.
I sure better go another fucking trip.
What the fuck? Wait for the teleport.
Oh!
Who are you, 3 speedboat?
Where did I go? What the fuck?
Young gamer new aim!
Boy, how do you know?
He plays 3 XP.
What the fuck?
Young
Yo.
gamer! You just
Nah.
fucking... What?
Big fucking boy, that curve! Yeah.
No!
What? What the fuck?
Yo!
What is happening?
What did I just watch?
What the hell?